Oh. So, JackRaBeat playing. I'm just gonna comment on the characters now because I always find this a little interesting. There's a lot of characters that people tend to play. There's Eunuch. I know a lot of people play. There's a lot of people who play Cosmo. I know Salem is a fairly popular pick. So we have our first Salem pick, I believe, today, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Salem yet.
I think we were seeing a lot of Cosmo.
For Cosmo, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a little note. There's no actual difference between the characters, but it is always just interesting to see like what animation style people like to look at. Because you know it's almost like an unconscious thing, right, or a subconscious thing that like you have a certain like way to play with a certain character. At least that's for me.
And it looks like the match itself going pretty.
Yeah, it looks like this is gonna be a bit of a closer one
so far.
So it looks like we might be in for a pretty good showing here as a final match. So I mean, the usage of items here in the warm-up game has been a little interesting. They've had some interesting bombs. I said interesting 3 times there. Wow, the bombs they've been using have been very close range, and there's been a bit of spam, you know, at times, which is like it is. I'm not trying to. I know that may have came out poorly, but spam is a very viable strategy. It's very strong, so don't misread that. But it's always interesting
also seeing Jack doing some interesting slopes, probably just trying to practice his aim for the next few matches, make sure that he's hitting everything the way that he wants to.
Alright, so JackRaBeat is the one who picks first. So, yeah.
A little bit of fun chat going on currently.
Oh, we're going into the pitfall one more time.
What is this? The 4th or 5th time?
This is the. I think it's the 3rd time, but I'm not sure. But
I think it may be the 4th. I don't think we saw it last game.
You definitely didn't see it last game. It definitely did not occur in the last set. But pitfall, as I said before, fan favorite. So here we are. So far, both players very consistent with what's going on, taking slightly different routes perhaps because of mistakes or individual mess-ups. Very unfortunate jump away from the wall there by Neko, not quite making it up high enough.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, even though they were playing very consistently, as soon as they went through that wall of items, things were bound to get interesting.
Yeah, always. So you see a bit of a difference in routing there. JackRaBeat opting to go up high and save some of his boost and use the grapples there to continue to get speed. But an alternative route there is to pretty much hold boost the entire time and hit the slope at the very edge. That also will give you quite a large amount of speed.
Yeah, so it looks like JackRaBeat up by 2 points now. Blunder in the first round by Neko, second round just getting caught in a bad place on the top side of the map.
Yeah, I think
he is ahead currently, so he might be seeing a comeback.
This map is very punishing. If you make that one mistake, it could just really cost you. Very unfortunate rocket there. I'm sure Neko wanted to hit both of them because that would kind of reset it, and he'd probably have more boost. I'm not quite sure. I didn't catch it, but he only managed to hit himself. So.
Yeah, so that's going to be 1-0 for Jack.
Ooh, Silo. We haven't had a Silo one yet. Silo is a fun map because there's a lot of crazy stuff that you can do in it that wasn't really intended. So at the start there, you can even that's where the craziness starts. You can actually grapple cancel off of that left door and into the shortcut, which is just pretty crazy.
It's also quite unique in that the whole map is basically built vertically. There's very few horizontal portions.
That was a very nice rocket from Jack there, just forcing Neko in a very bad position, and then Neko making a mistake. Clever idea from Jack, I think, I think it was Jack, to use that rocket to go vertically there. Didn't quite work out, but still taking the round anyways, because I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it looked like Neko just barely didn't jump high enough.
Looks like this could be another match for Jack, although both players seemingly playing about the same, I would say, in terms of skill. Haven't seen anything dramatically different except for a couple screw-ups.
It seems to me the biggest difference between the two players right now is just consistency. It looks like Neko can do everything that Jack can do, but maybe the nerves are getting to him. I'm not really sure, but he's just not quite able to perform.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2-0. Maybe update the score on
yeah, I got
Twitch.
Alright, and now it's Jack's pick.
Jack offering a no item agreement, which players can do. That's not against the rules.
It's not against it. A gentleman's agreement. They have to follow through on their own. If somebody goes against it, that's just what they do, though. So.
All right, Neko saying that he needs spam, so we'll see.
Understandable. Yeah, when you play a game without items, it does become a lot more who is consistent and who's not. And as I pointed out earlier, Neko maybe feeling the pressure, maybe just not really feeling warmed up right now. Not quite sure what it is, but he wasn't quite as consistent as Jack has been. So.
And we'll have to see if that changes now in the third game.
So sure enough is, I would say it's probably one of the best maps visually, at the very least. I also like the layout quite a lot. Neko making a
and I was also about to say, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but I think this map does have a lot more precise movement that is required to effectively get through the map, which might make it another good map for Jack, which it looks like it is so far.
That was a very clever box. Wow, Jack tried to...
haven't even gone through half the map yet.
Yeah, Jack really showing his prowess in this map. He tried to box through the ceiling there to block Neko's route. That was actually really smart. Not quite able to get through the ceiling, but pretty close.
It looks like Neko possibly going for an alternate route there, taking the back slope, but doesn't quite hit it.
That was a nice box on Neko's part, not quite hitting Jack, I don't think. And then also, I think he maybe focused on the item a little bit too hard and ended up messing up his grapples on that turnaround there and ended up costing him a lot of speed.
Another wall box. Again, pretty easy to dodge, although for someone who's not watching out carefully, it can easily take away all your speed.
Interesting route from Jack there. I've never seen that before, or at least not really. He turned around to hit that boost tunnel and then get to. I think it's for consistent speed going into that grappling section, so that way he can get that large grapple going up the wall climb section.
Ooh, and I think I saw Neko actually sliding into the ceiling, letting go when he was on the ceiling and getting clipped.
Oh, very unfortunate.
Which is something that you don't want to have happen to you as you're playing.
Very.
It's worse than a box, probably.
Yeah, I think it like
destroys
completely steals your speed. You have 0. It's really tragic when that happens because it is kind of your own fault, but at the same time, it's also, it also is like, well, why does that even occur? Because it is a glitch. And with that, Neko taking her out that just wasn't quite able to keep up, and goes off the back of the screen. That's Jack's third win, going to the fourth match now with, and I believe the fourth match is Neko's pick. Let's see if he can bring it back. Nickelodeon.
Alright. And it looks like we're gonna have Casino, which we
I don't
also
think we've
have
seen.
not seen
Yeah, we haven't
today.
seen Casino, which is
Yeah.
pretty surprising because I think a lot of people like Casino. It's one of those official maps that kind of has a bit of a random workshop vibe to it because it was created by one of the by a user, not the
Yeah, it
developers.
was actually created in a map contest.
Oh, Jack purposely waiting there, knowing that Neko's probably gonna try and go for the shortcut if he opens it up. Very smart play.
And it looks like both players making a couple blunders, although Neko not really coming back as hard as I thought he would.
I think Neko might have been trying to save his boost perhaps for this round, because it can be very helpful at the beginning of a round. It can get, like, net you that quick victory. Not 100% though. This map does have a good amount of boost on the bottom, but on the top you kind of have to use all of it. So it's very interesting how boost management goes about in this one.
Although in the top, to be fair, there tends to be there's a bunch of grapples here at the start, which really get your speed going, and as long as you don't mess anything up too badly, you're going to be sailing through effectively.
For sure, for sure. Jack, it looked like Jack was about to take that game, and unfortunately hitting those boxes below the boost. But that rocket coming for Neko, just relentless. Oh, I thought for a second there that Neko might not make it into that the shortcut there. He bonked his head on the ceiling before he went to jumped into it.
Oh, both players opting to go for the top
boost
route
tunnel,
there.
yeah. That's a very
Jack
uncommon.
getting a-
Normally people go for the drop down grapple.
Yeah, it has been a recent progression there that a lot of people tend to go for the bottom. However, the top is very viable, especially if you're in the lead and you want to possibly get a camera play.
That was nasty. So, Neko making a very unfortunate mistake, and Jack just not gonna let that go unpunished. He shot his ball backward, and that's gonna be it. GG's to all the contenders, especially Neko and Jack, who just ended right here. That was very, wow.